Ladies and gentlemen, my latest edition of James Gang Radio Podcast. I have with me today another legend of the Tennessee Titans, former tight end, Bo Scaife, who played at the University of Texas and was had the franchise tag at one time with the Tennessee Titans. Very, very productive. Titans have always went to their tight ends and thought a lot of them and used them very, very, very much over the years and still do today. So, without further ado, would you please welcome Bo Scaife? Bo, how you doing?
How you guys doing, man? Thanks for having me on the show.
All right, the pleasure's all here, sir. The pleasure is all here. Bo, I want to ask you about one thing real quick before we jump off into to start talking about some stuff. Is it true about the NFL record that you said that you were the only tight end in NFL history to have a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, kickoff return, a tackle in the same season?
Yes, I've seen that a couple of times and people have brought it to my attention. So if they got it documented, then I guess it stands for something. So, it's an honor.
A jack of all trades, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, jack of all trades. All right, well, you played college ball at the University of Texas, for the Longhorns, and you were rejoined at Tennessee. Well, first of all, you were drafted in 2005 to the Tennessee Titans. I think you went 5th or 6th round. Am I right?
Yes, it's round 179.
179. Were you the second start? Who were the starters? Who were the guys in front of you at that time?
Eric Kennedy and Ben Troop. In that year, my rookie year, we were we came in second all time for our tight end groups, 4 receptions in a year next to Kevin Winslow's father for the Chargers. So, second in NFL history for most receptions by a tight end group. So that was pretty cool, that happened for a rookie year.
Yeah, it's very cool. And like the Titans have always really relied heavily on the tight ends as they do today with Delaney Walker and Anthony Fasano. There's a saying that goes around, once a Titan, always a Titan. It's just something about the community itself, I think, Nashville, because I had Kevin Dyson on here, and he lives in the area. I know you don't live in the Nashville area, but a lot of the guys do. And do you think what do you think the reason for that is? Why do you think that everybody goes to these teams and comes back?
I think Nashville is an up and coming, community as far as the fan base, of the Titans. It's consistently growing. It's a strong fan base. They really love their team and support their team. So, guys get embraced when they play here, and it's such a comfortable place to play. Even being in a facility today, it's one of the reoccurring things that I hear is it's a really, really comfortable place to play. Guys are able to come here and focus on playing football and a great place to raise your family. So there's just a lot of great upsides about, playing for this organization and living in the city of Nashville.
Yeah, that's kind of what Dyson said verbatim almost. It was a great place to raise a family and all that, and it's grown since he was here, because he was here before you. He was here in the 90s, but it's grown significantly. It's become one of the Mecca cities. But back to you. Next year they draft your teammate from Texas, Vince Young. Were you friends with Vince Young? Were y'all close?
Yeah, that was my roommate, actually. He roommated with me my last year in Texas. So, roommate, brother, whatever you want to call it, quarterback, all the above.
Right. Yeah, I got you. Like I say, Young has his critics, but I've seen Young play, bring the Titans back in games when they were down. Like, he brought them back from like a 21-point down deficit in the game against the Giants. Yeah, and like he led them to like several straight victories one year. And I don't know, his critics will say that he didn't have it upstairs, mentally, that he wasn't NFL ready. I don't know. He had a good arm. I don't know what the problem was.
It's a lot of responsibility to play in the NFL, man, and I don't think,
right.
the general public really understands, the weight that these players carry, what they sacrifice, everything that comes with the job. And, really the truth of the matter is, when you come out of college, you're not mentally prepared for all that stuff. There's no manual or instruction book. You kind of just got to learn it on the go. And, some guys handle it better than others. At the time, Vince signed a huge contract out of college. He was fresh off the Rose Bowl. So, he had a lot of expectations to live up to. And, I just think there was things that, we all could have done, even as an organization and as a teammates and, friends, just to support him better and kind of lighten that load for him. And, sometimes I just think it was maybe a little too much for him to carry.
Right, I understand. Like I said, I wanted to ask you about that because you were there in the 2000. You were there for 2010 season, weren't you?
Yep.
And that was the last year. That was Jeff's last year, Coach Fisher, and that was Vince's last year. And there was a big brouhaha in the locker room. I guess there was an episode. I won't go into. I won't ask about that, but I mean, I think everybody knows it's common knowledge. But so y'all started off so good that year. I remember that. Y'all started off and beat Oakland and had a really good run, and then it just kind of went downward slope, and I just never recovered. And 2 years before that, with Kerry Collins, you're 13-3, and win the AFC South, and are projected to win the Super Bowl with Kerry Collins at quarterback. And that's another thing that I thought Vince Young had against him. Not really against him, but Kerry Collins was never been a pushover. He'd already led the Giants to a Super Bowl in 2000 against the Ravens. So he was no fly-by-night quarterback. He knew what he was doing. So, I mean, that you want competition, that's it. Kerry Collins was it. So, and he was a good quarterback. He knew he had
it. Was great, man. He was great. It was great to play for a guy, having that quarterback because he was experienced. He's been, like you said, he's been around. He's led a bunch of great franchises, played with a bunch of, great players. So, Kerry was always a knowledgeable person that I used to love to, have in a locker room that he benefited. A lot of us benefited from Kerry's knowledge that year and just while he was there.
Yeah. You're 100% right. You're 100% right, sir. What do you think personally of Coach Fisher?
I think Jeff is, guys love playing for Jeff. Just, knowing him and looking from the outside in, following his career, since I left, it's just obvious that the guys love playing for him. And, the people in the front office, the owners, they see that. And so, that's why he keeps getting these extensions. My only knock on Jeff is, I don't know if he hires the best guys all the time to, support his strengths. Sometimes I feel like, sometimes the offenses he employs in his teams are, a little basic vanilla. They're always going to be a good defensive team everywhere he goes.
Right.
We saw that all the time when we were here, but just from an offensive point of view, I'm not sure how flexible he's been, with the offense on the offensive side of the ball.
Right. Yeah. Well, I kind of have to agree with you. Like I said, they traded for 2010. One of the receivers, I think it's Britt, gets hurt. He's doing good. He gets hurt, or one of them gets hurt, and then they claim Randy Moss off waivers. And this is a huge deal here in Tennessee. Randy Moss is coming to Tennessee. So, but he had zero production, and I don't know if that was the coaching staff. I don't know if it was the play callers. I don't know if that was. I don't know what it was, but he didn't work out for any reason, and it's never been spoken of. It's never been brought up. It's never been talked about. So, and you were there, so maybe you had. I didn't know if you had any insight as to what happened.
Randy came in on a downward spiral with his career. He was also a great guy, from a knowledge standpoint. When he walked in the locker room, everyone was kind of in awe. That's Randy Moss. I know I was. So, just from a knowledge standpoint, he was, probably, I don't know how well he fit in our scheme. So I know there was times we struggled to getting him the ball and stuff, and we were having our own uphill battles and issues on the offensive side of the ball at the time too. So there could have been a lot of factors, with that. If you're not running the ball well, you're not blocking up front well, then there's a lot of factors that can contribute to the success of our offense. So we weren't playing our best football at that time.
No, it's and you're right. What you said about the personnel decisions. If there's one thing I've disagreed with Coach Fisher on, is that like Munchak after him, he had guys that were close to him around. Now, some of them were good. Greg Williams is a great defensive coordinator. There's no doubt about it. But some of the other people were just there. They're just. I hate to say the word stooge, but they're just kind of part of the circle, I don't know if yes men would be the right word, but, offense, they needed to kind of open it up a little more because you had the guys to do it. Oh, I wanted to ask you, did you get a chance to play with McNair?
Yeah, he was a quarterback my rookie year.
Okay. Well, what was that like?
That was an awesome dream come true, one of those aha moments of my life, just, walking in the locker room and seeing him for the first time, and then, getting on the practice field with him, so he threw my first touchdown in the NFL, so, a monumental guy that I looked up to and grew up being a huge fan of, and, was fortunate to be able to play with, for a brief period of time. We played against him as well when he was quarterback at Baltimore, and, I know his son and his family, so that's a great guy, man. Very unfortunate, how it ended for him. And, may he rest in peace, but it's a wonderful guy that I loved and looked up to a lot.
You couldn't have said it any better. That really hurt this community. I'm talking about the community in Nashville, the state, the Middle Tennessee area. He did so much off the field for people. He was such a humble person, or seemed to be. Whenever you met people, or when I met him, he's just so humble. Not like you think a star would be. And like I said, it was just a huge loss. Not just on the field, but off the field. So I just want to take a time out. I didn't know that you had. I thought you had played maybe a year or two with him, but I was just wanting to reconfirm that. So I got that reconfirmed. So let's talk about 2009. You get the franchise tag in February 2009. They offer you the franchise tag. What are the circumstances surrounding that? Or was that just for the year?
Yeah, but obviously I got franchised 2 years in a row, and so it was you obviously want to have a long-term deal, but still grateful for that. It was a great raise financially, and just for the team to value me at that. So that was really humbling. I don't know how productive as a player. You want those things, but it's a blessing. And I wish I was playing it this year. The age right now, because those franchise tags are crazy now.
They are, aren't they? Just absolutely insane. Well, you're back this weekend, homecoming weekend. A lot of the old Titans, a lot of them are there this weekend. How do you feel about coming back to Nashville on stuff like this, to do stuff like this?
It's been such an honor to come back to the franchise. You know that when I started my career, the franchise they gave me an opportunity, and, you know, to live out my dream. And, you know, I went over to the facility today, and everyone is, you know, so respectful, so thoughtful, and just very welcoming. So, you know, like I mentioned earlier, it's such a great community that I'm happy to be a part of, a great franchise, and I'm happy to be a part of, and I just look forward to, you know, being down here more, being around the guys more, and you know, just rooting for this organization to, you know, get that first championship.
You're right. Yes. Well, let me be one of the ones to say, we as fans, and I consider myself a fan. I will have been for a long time. A 15-year-old kid, 14-year-old kid watching the Music City Miracle, and before that, watching the Oilers. Thank you for your contributions on the field, off the field, everything that you did. They say once a Titan, always a Titan. I don't think there could be a truer saying, because I think that just kind of lives within these players that have played for us. There's something special about this team and this organization. And I'm very glad that you were able to come back and do this, and for all those guys. And like I said, thank you for all what you have done for the city, and going out there and putting it all on the line, for the fans.
No doubt about it, man. I appreciate you guys.
No, but it's like I said, the pleasure is all on this side of the phone. I'll tell you right now. Bo Scaife, I knew who you were when you were in Texas. And I was like, when we got you, it was like, that guy's. When my brother said, that guy's the man. He's the shit. Excuse me. And he was, it didn't take you long before you slid into where you could start, like I said, there was a core group there. Aaron Kinney, he was a good one. We've always had these good tight ends. I mean, we just always had these great tight ends. And I include you up in there, in that top of that list. I really do. I'm not just saying that because you're on the phone. I'm saying it because it's true.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's all good, brother. Like I said, I'm glad you're here for the homecoming, and I hope the Titans do well this year. I think they've went out and tried to make some adjustments. I was going to ask you, what do you think about the Titans today? With the coaching changes and all the changes that they made personnel wise, Mariota, all the defensive changes, having Dick LeBeau here, it's changed a lot since you were here. Personnel wise, Bud's gone and Jeff's gone, and all those other guys. Most of them are gone. But what do you think about the new Tennessee Titans?
I think they're definitely headed in the right direction. There's a lot of talented players on this team and this roster right now. They could easily, be 4-2 and be leading this division. A few players here and there, which every team is deals with. The more they play together, the better they get. I think they're really poised to, make a run for the second half of the season for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I just hope they can find a way. Like I said, a few special teams plays or some defensive play or some things not going wrong here and there, and I think they're 5-1 right now. Actually, honestly, it very easily could be, because they took on the Vikings, who are probably one of the better teams in football, and really gave them all they wanted. Just hung in there with them and slugged it out with them. Got a tough team in Nashville, and that's what Malarkey wants. With Russ Grimm as O-line coach, he just wants a tough, physical football team. He's got it. 2 running back with Henry and Murray, but like I said, Bo, I want to thank you for coming on today and taking the time out. I know you've got probably a lot of stuff going on this weekend, homecoming weekend. I don't know what they're doing up there, if they got any festivities planned for y'all, or I don't know. Are they gonna do anything tomorrow during the game?
I don't know. I just know they're coming to pick us up and take us over there. So I don't know if it's just acknowledging anything over there. We'll see though. I'm excited to go.
Well, I'm excited to see you there. I'm excited for you to be there. I'm glad all these guys get to show up and be there. Once again, I want to thank you for taking the time. You didn't have to do this, but you did. It's the same thing I told Kevin Dyson. You didn't have to do this, but you did. It says a lot about you and, a lot about the players, the guys that's played here. Just not just as football players, but as people. Just as people. I mean, it's very considerate, and I want to thank you. My staff wants to thank you, and like I said, good luck. Is there anything you want to anything you got going on that you would like to advertise, or you just chilling, taking it easy?
Yeah, I'm just enjoying life. I'm a big advocate for athletes, so everything I do, I want to support the guys and just help them be as successful as they can on and off the field. So, you guys obviously the fans have a big part in that, and I just, everything I like to say is support your team, support your favorite players, and try to understand that they got a tough job, and they're doing their best out there.
Yeah, could we maybe see Bo Scaife one day as a coach, maybe tight ends coach, maybe for the Titans down the line, maybe?
I don't know, man. I'm more of a, I'd rather kind of help the guys, when they're done playing. That's kind of the niche.
Okay.
I saw myself in it, helping guys with transition and
right.
How to be successful off the field.
Right. I understand. I had to ask.
No problem.
Well, like I said, for Bo Scaife coming on today, Bo, thank you very much. Thank you so much for coming on. For Bo Scaife, Warren G. Walker, I'm signing off.